Now, to help us think differently about chasing our dreams and finding that balance, let's welcome Joud Sayegh onto the stage. You look like you would become a doctor. Every time I'm talking to my friends, every time we're discussing what you want to study in the future, one of the girls would look at me and say, "You look like you would become a doctor." Apparently, being a good student means I was automatically destined to becoming a doctor, because that's what I hear every single time. It's always doctor, lawyer, or engineer. But the thing is, I've never been interested in any of these careers. So how come those are the ones that people expect the most? Is it because they're the highest paying jobs? If so, why does that matter so much? This matters because money keeps the world running. Without it, we wouldn't be able to afford food, clean water, or keep a roof over our heads. So it's to no surprise that for many of us, money has become the ultimate goal. So we automatically assume that those jobs are the best thing that we could do. But now, as students, we're standing at the edge of one of the biggest choices of our lives: what we'll study and what career that will lead to in the future. And if you ask most of the people my age what they want to study in the future, you'll probably hear the same answer: anything that pays well, which is most likely doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And though I understand that, I can't help but wonder, when did we stop asking, what do I love? When did passion stop being a part of the plan? Why has becoming a doctor, lawyer, or engineer become the only way to become successful? Suddenly, following your true dreams has become a sign of failure. So it's time to reset the idea that passion and profit can't coexist. We should be focusing on finding a job that balances both what you love and what sustains us, and rewrite the idea that there aren't any other successful paths. The point I'm trying to get across is being a doctor, lawyer, or engineer isn't the only way to become successful. There are other successful paths. A great example of this is Muhammad Sharaf. He was one of the top students in his school in Kuwait. After he graduated, Hamid decided to study computer science, even though it wasn't his true passion. Despite his intelligence, it did impact him because he struggled and eventually failed. After only 2 years, he dropped out and decided to study what he really wanted, which was graphic design. Today, Muhammad Sharaf is known for redeveloping the Kuwaiti national logo. So what do we get from that story? By taking a leap of faith, Muhammad not only followed what he truly desired, but he was also successful by doing it. He proved to us that sometimes the traditional pathways aren't the ones meant for us. If you're passionate about something, you're more likely to excel at it. While Hamid could have been one of the many decent computer scientists, instead, he became the best graphic designer in Kuwait when he followed his true interest. A 2023 study by Frontiers in Psychology showed that people who have a healthy, balanced passion for what they do are less likely to experience emotional exhaustion or burnout. This is because their motivation comes from real curiosity rather than pressure or responsibility. The researchers said that this harmonious passion feeds people energy rather than draining it. Put it in another way: when your work is in line with your values, it doesn't drain you, but rather increases your happiness, creativity, and focus. Passion, when authentic, becomes a source of resilience that helps you handle stress and stay motivated long term. This shows that doing what you love isn't just inspiring, but it's sustainable and can help you perform at your best. But it's important to keep in mind that passion itself isn't always enough. As fun as being spontaneous can be, you still must be able to support our needs. So it's important to balance passion with patience and persistence. Take, for example, J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series. She didn't start as a full-time author. She actually managed multiple jobs, such as a writer, a secretary, a researcher, and a teacher. But she never gave up writing. As most of you know, she's now one of the most successful authors in the world. She proved that it might not have been that simple, but with patience and persistence, her passions did really end up turning into a paycheck. One last story can be seen in Steve Jobs. He had always been interested in design and technology. He even dropped out of college, abandoning the safety and stability that came with that traditional route to follow what he truly desired. Jobs co-funded Apple, turning it into one of the most innovative companies in the world by combining his passions with determination, vision, and the willingness to take chances. He proved to us that when pursuing your passions, combined with commitment, innovative thinking, wise decision-making, can turn an idea into something that changes industries and inspires millions. This shows that going to law school or medical school isn't the only way to become successful. As much as some of us might find medicine or coding interesting, it wasn't meant for all of us. Everyone has our own talent or interest for something. That's what makes us humans unique. But still, we must keep in mind we can't just throw ourselves into that passion without any source of direction. Instead, we must be prepared. We should understand that we can pursue fields that offer more responsibility and therefore more income. Take, for example, you're into art. You decide you want to pursue a field in visual art and graphic design. You may want to be a graphic designer, but being a creative director would pay more. While both of them relate to your passions, graphic designers work individually, while creative directors have more responsibility over other people and therefore make a higher income. This is just one of the millions of options the world has to offer. Why limit yourself when instead you should search for more? The job that you want might not pay much, but I guarantee you there is another option out there which aligns with your interest, which you can find, which pays more. So it's time to get rid of this unrealistic expectation. Being a doctor, lawyer, or engineer is the only way to become successful. Why limit yourself? Why limit the youth from chasing their dreams when instead we can teach them how to channel their passions into something bigger and better? But it's all about balance, balancing your needs, your responsibilities with your passions while giving you a space to explore what truly interests you. This is why money might solve a lot of problems, but it isn't the only thing that it takes to fulfill us. This connects to growing and self-discovery. We can't let the other people decide our futures. We must build it ourselves. We should know what we want. We must be aware of who we are. Ask yourself, who am I? What do I see myself doing in the future? Experiment with different hobbies and activities. Discover your likes and dislikes. You just might come upon that truly makes you feel alive, and it might spark a light, illuminating your next steps showing a way forward. So it's time to get through the black leash that we've held on for so long and start a new expectation for the future generations to follow. So what could it look like when we pursue our passions, when we're exploring careers in different areas that relate to what we want? Once we're not so focused on just making money, we can redefine what it means to be successful. It can mean innovation or creation and even creative problem solving. We can expand the boundaries of any career we want, increasing the possibilities to gain more income while staying true to your core. Going to work will become less of a burden and more of a privilege. After all, as Mark Twain said, find a job you enjoy doing, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's build a life, not just a living. Thank you.